In a world full of chaos and change, we often fall into the trap of trying to control everything around us. Our work, our relationships, and even an uncertain future. But the more we try to control, the more chaotic life becomes. We forget a simple truth. Real strength doesn't come from control. It comes from calm. James Stockdale, a U.S. Navy admiral, is living proof of this wisdom. Captured and held as a prisoner of war for 7 years, he didn't survive through force, but through a calm, unshakable mind, shaped by the Stoic philosophy. He didn't deny the harsh reality, but he didn't let it defeat him either. This video excerpt from 11 Stoic lessons will show you why, in life's darkest moments, calmness is not weakness. It is the guiding light that guides us through the storm. 1. Calm is the most powerful weapon. Imagine an F1 driver racing at over 200 miles per hour. What sets the best apart? Not just skill, not just quick reflexes, but the ability to stay calm, even when the car begins to lose control. That's when true mastery reveals itself. When chaos rises, the one who remains steady wins. Life is no different. In moments of crisis, losing a job, health issues, emotional storms, our brain naturally turns to the amygdala. It reacts, it panics, it fires emotions. But when we remain calm, the prefrontal cortex, the thinking brain, steps in. It analyzes, it chooses wisely, it leads us through. Calm is not weakness, it is strategy, it is wisdom in motion. But here's the truth. Calm isn't something we suddenly find in crisis. It's something we train for daily. Just like muscles in the gym, your mind needs daily reps. A few deep breaths during stress, a quiet moment each morning, a pause before reacting, or simply writing down your thoughts. Each small act builds inner strength. The Stoics said, "It's not what happens to you, it's how you respond that defines your life." So remember, when others shout, you stay quiet. When chaos hits, you see clearly. When life spins out, you hold the wheel. If there's one weapon worth sharpening every day, it's not control, it's calm. 2. You can't control everything. We grow up with the illusion that if we try hard enough, we can control everything. People will change, plans will go our way, and life will follow our script. But reality tells a different story. People think their own thoughts. Life takes unexpected turns. And when things don't go as planned, we feel anxious, angry, helpless. Trying to control everything, people, outcomes, the future, is one of the deepest roots of stress and suffering. The Stoics understood this long ago. Their philosophy isn't about giving up, but about choosing wisely what's worth holding on to. So what can you control? Your thoughts, your reactions, your attitude, your actions. What's outside your control? The weather, other people's moods, final results, the direction of the world. And at the edge between those two, you find real freedom. To build this mindset, try 2 simple tools. 1. So what? When something goes wrong, pause and ask, so what? Does this truly hurt me? Is it worth losing my peace? This question helps you step back, detach, and see things clearly. 2. Controlled chaos. Instead of avoiding chaos, learn to move through it while staying grounded, like a dancer in a storm, not fighting the wind, but still in control of every step. We can't control everything, and that's not a weakness, it's freedom. When we let go of what we were never meant to hold, we finally gain control of ourselves. 3. Be grateful before you complain. Every day we face disappointments, frustrations, setbacks, and our natural reaction? To complain about work, about people, about life not going our way. But before you complain, pause and try gratitude. Not to ignore reality, not to fake positivity, but to shift the center of your mind. Science shows that gratitude doesn't just improve our mood. It improves decision-making, reduces anxiety, and strengthens long-term mental health. When we feel grateful, our brain moves out of fight mode and into rest and connection. That's where peace begins. A simple but powerful habit. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. It could be a close friend, a warm meal, or just the morning sun on your face. This practice won't change your circumstances, but it will change your focus. You stop seeing only what's missing and start noticing what's already here. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not happiness that makes us grateful, it is gratitude that makes us happy." That means you don't need life to be perfect to feel peace. You just need to start with gratitude and let happiness follow. So next time you feel the urge to complain, take a deep breath. Think of one thing you're thankful for. Your health, a quiet moment, the freedom to choose your response. Gratitude won't erase the pain, but it grounds you, so you can move through difficulty with a wiser, calmer heart. 4. Seek silence, and you'll find the answers. The world today has never been louder. Noise, notifications, voices, headlines, social media, everything fills our space and our minds. And when the outside world gets too loud, we begin to drift away from our inner voice. We react instead of reflect. We stay busy instead of being intentional. And slowly, we forget. The most important answers often arrive in silence. Modern science calls it the default mode network, a network in the brain that only activates when we stop focusing outward. When you sit still, go for a quiet walk, or simply do nothing, this network comes alive. It's the center of creativity, imagination, and deep problem solving. It's where you reconnect with memories, values, and direction. Most breakthroughs don't come when we force them. They come when we pause, in the shower, on a quiet path, during a silent afternoon. Silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's space for the mind to breathe. A gentle clearing where wisdom can speak. So give yourself a few quiet minutes each day. No phone, no talking, no doing, just being. Let your thoughts float like passing clouds. And somewhere in the stillness, what you've been searching for may finally find you. You don't need to retreat to a mountain or a monastery. Just turn down the world for a while and open the door to what lives within. Silence isn't escape, it's return. To yourself, and to the answers that were always there. 5. Good thoughts attract good things. Life isn't shaped only by what happens to us, but by how we think about what happens. One person sees a situation as a disaster. Another sees it as an opportunity. The difference isn't in the event, it's in the quality of thinking. Your thoughts are the foundation of your emotions, your actions, and your outcomes. If your thinking is negative, you'll feel heavy, react defensively, and unknowingly attract more negativity. But when you train your mind to look at life through a calm, open lens, the world starts to reflect that same clarity and peace back to you. The Stoics reminded us, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but how we interpret them. You can't always control what happens, but you can always control how you see it and how you respond. One powerful practice is to visualize positive outcomes every day. Before a meeting, a journey, or a big decision, pause for a few seconds and imagine the best that could happen. This isn't fantasy. It's training your brain to focus on hope, solutions, and strength. Also, be mindful of your environment. If you're surrounded by negativity, people who complain, media that spreads fear, your mind absorbs that energy. So choose carefully what you watch, read, and who you allow into your inner circle. Be someone who plants good thoughts, thoughts that are calm, clear, and filled with quiet optimism. You can't control everything in life, but you can control your thinking. And when your thinking improves, your life will follow. 6. Focus shapes reality. You're living in your own reality. But what exactly creates that reality? The answer is simple: what you choose to focus on. Two people can face the same situation, yet walk away with completely different experiences. One feels stuck, the other sees possibility. One reacts with anger, the other stays calm. It's not the event that makes the difference. It's the focus. Your mind is like a camera lens. Where you point it determines what becomes clear. If you constantly focus on the negative, your world becomes filled with fear, frustration, and heaviness. But if you train your mind to notice even the smallest good, you begin to see light, even on the darkest days. This isn't about ignoring pain. It's about choosing your perspective to protect your clarity and peace. One powerful practice is the mental diet. Just like your body needs healthy food, your mind needs quality input. Avoid fear-based news, negative conversations, and draining content. Instead, feed your mind with inspiration, wisdom, and peace. Pair that with attention resets. A few times each day, pause and ask yourself, what am I really focusing on right now? Is this thought fueling me or draining me? Shift your focus and you shift your feelings. Shift your feelings and your actions begin to change. And slowly, your entire experience of life transforms. You may not control everything, but you always have the power to adjust the lens through which you see the world. 7. Rest is a strategy, not a weakness. We live in a world that glorifies being busy. The more we do, the more we're praised. The less we rest, the more we seem dedicated. But behind this constant effort lies a quiet truth. If you don't rest, your mind will shut down on its own. And when that happens, you're no longer functioning at your best. No one can run forever. Even the sharpest sword needs to be resharpened. And your mind, your most important tool, needs renewal too. Rest is not escape, it's a strategy, a key part of long-term strength. The wise know sometimes the best way forward is to first pause. You don't need a vacation to begin. Just build small moments of recovery into each day. Here are a few simple but powerful practices. Reduce screen time before bed. Blue light from phones keeps your brain alert and delays deep rest. Swap the screen for a book or a few minutes of slow breathing. Create a nighttime routine. Dim the lights, lower the noise. Write a few lines of reflection. Let your brain know it's time to rest now. Listen to your body. When you're tired, rest. When you're distracted, step outside. Your body is always speaking. We just need to slow down enough to hear it. Rest does not make you weak. In fact, it protects your clarity, creativity, and inner strength. Remember, you are not a machine. You are human. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is give yourself permission to stop. 8. Your morning shapes your entire day. Imagine two great minds waking up to the same morning. Both were Roman philosophers, but how they began their day made all the difference. Marcus Aurelius, a strong emperor under constant pressure, would often wake up with a mind already full of worry. Duties, conflicts, unanswered problems. They pulled him from sleep like a storm. But Seneca chose a different way. Each morning he took time to sit in stillness, write a few quiet thoughts, and visualize a day lived with intention. No rushing, no outside noise, no checking the news, just presence. He didn't react to the world, he prepared for it. We have that same choice every morning. Today, many of us start our day by reaching for our phone. Emails, messages, news, social media. They rush in before our mind is even awake. And just like that, our whole day becomes a reaction. Unfocused, anxious, and out of sync. Try this instead. Avoid your phone for the first 30 minutes. Do something small, but intentional. Make your bed, brew a cup of tea, write one line of gratitude, or simply sit and breathe. Then, visualize your ideal day. How do you want to feel? How will you respond to challenges? What energy do you want to share with others? It doesn't take long, just a few quiet minutes. But those minutes can shape the way you show up for the rest of the day. You may not control what the day brings, but you can control how it begins. And how it begins often determines everything. 9. Visualization helps build reality. You may not have reached your goal yet, but if you can see it clearly in your mind, your brain will begin to find a way to make it real. This isn't magic, it's how the brain works. When you vividly imagine a moment, a successful conversation, a smooth presentation, a productive day, your brain starts forming neural pathways as if you've already lived it. So when the moment comes, you're more prepared, more focused, more confident. That's why top athletes, astronauts, and leaders all practice visualization daily. You can do the same. Create a clear mental script for the goal you're working toward. What does your ideal day look like? Where do you live? How do you feel when you wake up? What kind of work are you doing? Who are you surrounded by? The more detailed the vision, the more your brain knows how to move toward it. Also, surround yourself with visual cues that keep you on track. Photos, quotes, phone wallpapers, small reminders of who you're becoming. Each time you see them, your subconscious gets one more gentle nudge. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "What you nurture in your mind becomes your reality." So nurture what is good, what is strong, what truly reflects the life you want to live. Don't just drift through your days. Live with a clear picture of who you are becoming. You don't need to know exactly how it will happen. Just begin with the mind, because where your mind goes, reality follows. 10. Breathe and take back control. Picture a game of poker. The winner isn't always the one with the strongest hand. It's the one who stays calm the longest. The moment a player loses control, their face, their actions, their emotions, they give the game away. Life works the same way. You won't always hold the best cards, but if you keep your composure, you can still turn things around. And the first step to doing that is your breath. When you're anxious, angry, or overwhelmed, your body reacts as if you're in danger. Your heart races, hands shake, thoughts spiral. You need to send your nervous system one clear message: I am safe. Try the 4-7-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. Exhale gently for 8 seconds. Just 3 or 4 rounds, and you'll feel the shift. Your body softens. Your mind begins to clear. When you control your breath, you begin to control your emotions. And when your emotions are in check, your responses become wiser. Instead of reacting instantly to someone who frustrates you, pause, breathe. See them not as an enemy, but as another human being navigating their own storm of emotions. Breathing, so simple, yet it's the bridge back to awareness, clarity, and compassion. You can't always control the world, but you can control yourself. And every moment of self-control starts with a deep breath. 11th, use your hands to calm your mind. When your mind feels overwhelmed, your instinct may be to think your way through it. But the more you think, the more tangled it gets. The more you analyze, the more exhausted you become. Instead of solving stress with your head, try doing something with your hands. Doodle a line on paper. Write a few sentences by hand. Wash a dish. Chop a carrot. Fix a loose screw. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be simple. When your hands are doing, your mind gets a moment to rest. It's like tidying a cluttered room. A small action, but it clears space in your mental world. Scientists call this regulation through sensory motor engagement. It helps shift your nervous system from stress to recovery. As your hands move with rhythm, your thoughts begin to slow and soften. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Right action brings peace to the mind." That action doesn't have to be grand, just something small, purposeful, and present. When you're anxious, overwhelmed, or mentally stuck, return to your hands. Let them create. Let them move. Let them ground you in something real. Peace doesn't always come from solving a problem. Sometimes it comes from stepping outside the storm of thoughts and feeling life through your fingertips. Let your hands lead the way, and give your mind a moment to breathe. If this video spoke to you, don't just watch. Start applying it. One small habit a day can build your calm from the inside out. Share with us in the comments. What helps you stay calm when life gets tough? Or simply type, "I choose calm." Together, let's grow a resilient Stoic community. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next inspiration. Because staying calm can lead you to success, and that journey starts today.